We're going to talk about pivot strategy now. So first off, we're going to check the wallet. So you can see we have a little bit of Bitcoin inside of there. So what we're going to do is we are going to now add a pivot. And we're going to do it between XRP and Bitcoin. So this will create a new pivot strategy. So you can see there's a bunch of information in here. We'll cover this at a later point. One thing to note is that it is inactive. So you can see number 3, false. So this is just configuration, and then you have to force it to launch. One of the things that you can also do is you can clone a strategy. So what you do is you type clone pivot, and then you say, gives you instructions when you do it wrong, like this. So what you do is you choose what pair you're coming from and what pair you'd like to clone to. So we say clone pivot, and then we pick XRP and BTC. And then we're going to just set up a pair with a random coin. We'll do Monero, XLM, and BTC. And so you can see that it has copied all of the settings over. Alright, so we're going to exit out of this. And now the next thing that we're going to do is we'll show you how to edit a pivot. So when you type edit pivot, you're given a choice. You just press the number option next to the one that you want. So if I type 1 and hit enter, we'll go back into the XRP BTC pivot information. So I've exited out of that. Now you can remove a pivot by typing remove pivot and the name of the pair. And it gets rid of it. Alright, so now you can also type pivot at any point and get the status of the pivots that you currently have. There's a shortcut for that too, for removing and everything else. So you can see I did RP instead of remove. You can abbreviate pretty much any of them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add that back in, and we're going to show you changing some of the settings. So what you can do is you type the number in the left-hand column, and then you type in the new setting that you want to replace the behaviors on the right. Okay, so as an example, I did a change to number 6, a change to number 7. Now I'm changing the time, which is number 8. And you can see these items on the right hand side changing. Number 9 is what's called a toggle. So when you type in number 9, you just hit enter, and it'll automatically flip from on and off. Number 14 is the same thing. You'll see that change here in a second. Now, by no means are these numbers or settings that you should be using. These are just numbers to show you an example that you can change these things. You should be planning through and working your plan. And lastly, we go in and we hit 3 to activate it. So now you can see active is true. And then when I exit out, it's going to attempt to start making purchases on my behalf.